Hey, book lovers, welcome to I Read.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. So today is a little different. My daughter is here with me. Usually I try to film this when I'm alone in the house, when she's at school or staying with my parents or something like that. But today is a snow day. So Sarah is home from school, I'm home from school. My mom is here helping out, and Ryan is at work. So we've got kind of a fun, different kind of day today. You may hear some background noises as I'm filming, so hope you don't mind. So today I'm going to be talking about my books that I'm most excited about for February of 2025. I'm going to be focusing on thrillers and cozy mysteries that I'm excited about that are coming out in February. As always, you can find links to all of these books in the description box. If you click those links and buy the book, I'll get a small percentage of the proceeds. That's the way you can support my channel if you're interested in purchasing any of these books. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with the thrillers. So the first book that I want to talk about is A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall, being published on February 4th. So this book is about a woman named Theodora, nicknamed Theo. She falls in love with this man named Connor, and he is a member of the really wealthy Dalton family. So about 6 months after they meet, Theo goes with Dalton to Idlewood, which is his family's isolated estate. And so it's supposed to be this beautiful, luxurious place, and I think it is from what I've read about it. But when she gets there, she finds in this cabin on the place a picture of herself as a child at Idlewood. She has been to Idlewood before. She doesn't remember it, but she's trying to figure out what is going on here. And apparently, there may be some pretty shocking secrets that the family has hidden. So this, I think, is going to be a really good winter book. From what I read in the synopsis, it seems like it's during the winter that she's there. It's a winter thriller. So I think February, when it's cold, will be the perfect time to read this. I've actually tried to read another book by Kate Alice Marshall, What Lies in the Woods, and I just couldn't get into that. I DNF'd that book. But this one seems like it will be the type of book that I like. I love that isolated location, the secrets that are buried. So I'm going to give this one a try. So next, I want to tell you about You Are Fatally Invited by Ande Pliego, with a publication date of February 11th. So this book seems so good, and actually I've already got an arc of this book. I'm about halfway done with it, so I can't give a full review of it yet. But this book is about an author named J.R. Allister. He's a very famous author, like he's been writing for 30 years, but he is anonymous. J.R. Allister is a pen name. No one's sure what his real name is or who he really is. So he invites 6 writers to this island, his private island off the coast of Maine, for a writing retreat where there will also be some games related to mysteries and mystery writing. So he has all kinds of tropes that he wants to kind of play with. So there's the dinner party trope, there's the game night trope. So that's cool. But then one of the authors ends up dead. So there's also an event planner named Mila who is there. She has her own axe to grind with one of the writers. The book has multiple points of view, some chapters from Mila's point of view, and then some from some of the other writers who are there. So far, I am really enjoying it. I will let you know when I'm done with it, my full review. Next, I want to tell you about The Girl You Know by Elle Gonzalez Rose, with a publication date of February 18th. So this is a dark academia thriller. It's about a girl named Luna. Her sister Selena was supposed to go back to Kingswood Academy, the elite boarding school that she was attending, But she let Luna know that she didn't want to go back there. She didn't, it was after some kind of break, and she just wasn't planning on going back. But Luna urged her to go back, that she'd be throwing away her future if she didn't. But then 12 hours later, Selena was dead. The police think that the death is an accident, but Luna does not think so. And so Luna decides to go undercover at this academy, pretending to be her sister. What could go wrong there? So apparently, she finds out some dark secrets about the school, about Selena's life, about her friends at this school. So I love a dark academia thriller. This sounds like it's very twisty, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Next, I'm excited to read Close Your Eyes and Count to 10 by Lisa Unger with a publication date of February 25th. So, this is about a game of hide and seek on a private island. It's some kind of social media stunt orchestrated by Maverick Dillon, who the description describes as a charismatic daredevil and extreme adventurer. So he's got this social media stunt orchestrated where these people are coming to this island. They're going to play some kind of game of hide and seek. But then it turns out that there's a big storm coming, and there's also some kind of deadly threat to the people on the island. I don't know exactly what that is. So apparently, we're focusing on a character named Adele, who is a single mother. She's there to try to win the cash prize, and she just wants to get home to her children. But of course, Adele has to go through a lot of crazy stuff before she can do that. So this book sounds really good, really exciting. I love the isolated island setting, so I can't wait to try this one out. Okay, next I want to talk about Other People's Houses by Claire McIntosh. So I'm a little confused about the publication date for this book. I thought that it was February 27th, and I believe it is February 27th in some countries, but apparently in the US we'll have to wait until September for this book to come out. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyway, since I had it planned for this episode. So this book is following Fionn Morgan, who is a DC detective constable, I believe is what that stands for in England. And she is investigating a murder of an estate agent. She found the body in the lake, and it's believed that this murder is related to some break-ins that are taking place in a luxurious housing estate in Cheshire. So we've got a couple of different locations that are going on in this. We've got crimes that are related in some way. I really like the character of Fionn Morgan. I read the first book in this series, The Last Party, and really enjoyed it. There is a sequel called Game of Lies that I haven't read yet that I need to pick up and read. And then I'm going to read this one as soon as I can. I guess I'll probably have to wait until September, but I'm excited about reading this book. So one of my goals for my channel this year, or for my reading, is to read more cozy mysteries. And so the first one that I want to tell you about that's being published in February is And Then There Were Scones by Matilda Swift. So this is the first book in a brand new series called The Parchment Paper Mysteries. It's about a woman named Jessica who, as part of a baking competition, has to go back to her hometown in a quaint English village. And I'm just going to read to you from my phone some of the synopsis here. She can handle the singing cheesemonger, the local librarian's gossipy daughters, and the parade of toddlers dressed as bees. But when her scheming Aunt Enriqueta steps on the scene, it's enough to make her want to throw in the tea towel. This rebel with a rolling pin is at odds with her family's literary legacy. While they've built a world of books in the quaint village of Little Quillington, she's chosen a different path and is proud of her passion. When Jessica's biggest baking rival turns up dead during the summer fete, suspicion swirls like powdered sugar. Jessica, armed with a sweet tooth and a sharp mind, is determined to clear her name. Can she turn this recipe for disaster into a show-stopping success? So this sounds really funny, really exciting. It sounds like it's going to make me want to eat some scones. So I'm really looking forward to trying And Then There Were Scones. So next, I want to tell you about A Victim at Valentine's by Ellie Alexander. This is the 5th mystery in her A Secret Bookcase mystery series. So a lot of times with cozy mysteries, I do just kind of start in the middle and then maybe go back and read some of the other books in the series. And I kind of think I would like to read a Valentine's themed mystery. So apparently the character of Annie Murray owns an Agatha Christie themed bookstore in the town of Redwood Grove. So that seems really cool. So it says, as Annie assists the lead detective in unraveling the mystery after a pillar of the community is found dead, she quickly identifies a host of likely suspects, from an oddball psychic to a professional matchmaker to a rival bookseller, each with a worryingly plausible motive. With her keen eye for detail, soon Annie suspects there may be connections to the decade-old tragedy of her best friend's death, which still haunts her. Putting her own Valentine's Day plans with the irresistible Liam on hold, Annie must solve the crime before she ends up on a hot date with a killer. So this sounds like it's going to have a lot of fun, small town charm. I also love a bookish cozy mystery, and seems like it'll be perfect to read around Valentine's Day. I've heard a lot of people say good things about Ellie Alexander, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. The last book I want to tell you about is Only Murders in the Abbey by Beth Cowan Erskine. This is the second book in the Lockdown Abbey series. So it says Lockdown Abbey is full of guests for a Highland ball, including several uninvited members of the Inverkillen clan, the Abbey's former residents. Housekeeper Mrs. McBain thinks her biggest challenge will be finding suitable rooms for everyone and keeping the peace at cocktail hour, until the morning after the ball, when one of the guests is discovered inside the Abbey's library, as dead as a doornail. Who would have had motive to want them dead? And how did they manage to commit their crime and escape while keeping the door locked from the inside? With an abbey full of suspects and secrets, it is down to Mrs. McBain to catch the killer before they strike again. And it describes this book as a brilliantly twisty and deliciously witty golden age murder mystery to transport you to 1930s Scotland. Sign me up. That sounds like the kind of book that I would love. So I wanted to try this one first, and then if I like it, I'll go back and read the first book in the series. So that's it for the books that I am excited to read in February. Are you planning on reading any of these books? What are you excited to read in February? Please let me know in the comments. If you like this video and you want more book reviews and recommendations, please subscribe to my channel. Now, I think it's about to snow here where I live, so go build a snowman while I read.